Hey YouTube, Joyboy here. Got a theory for y'all today. This one is going to be really simple, but I think fascinating and really shed some light on the character of Oden Kouzuki if it is right. So before I mention this, I'm definitely not the first person to come up with this theory. I saw when I Googled it, there was a Reddit post which briefly mentioned it and had like 15 or so comments on it. Also, one of my subscribers brought this up as well. So what I'm trying to do more than anything is draw attention to this theory because I think it is really the only explanation we have currently for something that is inexplicable at the moment. So here's what we really know about Oden so far. Oden is from Wano. His son is Momonosuke. His family has passed down how to both read and write the ancient characters that are presented on the poneglyphs, and they also created the poneglyphs historically back during the Void Century. We also know that Oden was a part of the Whitebeard crew, and then eventually the Roger Pirates. But let's focus on his time with the Whitebeard crew. So I found this from actually rereading the manga, and I came across this, and it really just sparked something for me, which is that the Whitebeard, whenever Ace was in a flashback where they made Ace the 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates, they said that he could take that position because that position has been open for a while, which means that there was a previous 2nd Division commander before Ace, and that person, I guess, left or died or something for a long time, and that position remained open for Ace to take it however many years later. Now, there's many possible explanations to account for this. First of all, given Whitebeard's age and the age of his division commanders, I think it's safe to assume that over the course of time, there was lots of replacements for the various division commanders. So, for instance, Marco joined, but there was probably a 1st Division commander before Marco, or maybe they were bumped down or something along those lines, or, Pirates retired. Keep in mind, Whitebeard was over 70 years old when he died, whereas somebody like Marco looks to be in their 30s, Ace being in his 20s, so for sure there could have been many of the high-ranking Whitebeard commanders either die, retire, or something along those lines. So with that being said, it might not be important that there was no 2nd Division commander for a while. But I do find it interesting that Oda decided to mention specifically that the 2nd Division commander has been a vacancy for a while. Like he's seemingly drawing attention to this former 2nd Division commander who we don't know of. And so with that in mind, it's kind of a mystery. Whether or not Oda will actually address this or not, I can't say confidently 100%, but I will say that he definitely leaves the door open for there to be a mystery behind this particular spot in the Whitebeard crew. But even though this is suggested, there really hasn't been any theories covering this, and that's because there's really nobody who makes sense who we can really speculate on to be this former 2nd Division commander, up until the reveal that Oden Kouzuki was previously a part of the Whitebeard Pirates. So now, really, there's one obvious guess to who this potentially could have been, if it's anyone, and that's Oden Kouzuki. So what I'm saying here is that Oden Kouzuki may have been the former 2nd Division Whitebeard commander. Keep in mind that Oden joined the Whitebeard Pirates a long time ago. For some amount of years, it's not specified, and then he joined the Roger Pirates, and then he ended up back at his home in Wano. So it's been many years since Oden was part of the Whitebeard Pirates, and I think it's really possible that if Oden was a strong character, he would have been a division commander for Whitebeard. So now let me try and guess at how long Oden was maybe on the Whitebeard Pirates. There's really only one clue right now, and you really have to look deep into this to really get anything from it, so it might not mean anything, but we know that Roger scouted Oden, or recruited him from the Whitebeard Pirates, and I think that this implies that Oden was with the Whitebeard Pirates for an extended amount of time. So what I'm trying to say here is that Roger and Whitebeard, they confronted each other multiple times over the course of their history, so much so that Whitebeard and Roger were considered to be rivals. And so during these confrontations, I believe Roger was exposed to Oden Kouzuki, and then maybe learned more about him. Maybe through reading the poneglyphs, he discovered the name Kouzuki as being the creators of the poneglyphs and was searching him out. All of these things are possible, but the end result is that Roger found Oden, and I think that in order for Roger to find Oden and know that Oden was part of the Whitebeards, Oden, for one, would have had to been on the Whitebeard crew for a while, and two, he would have been a notorious member or a well-known member of the Whitebeard Pirates. So this could definitely support Oden being the previous 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates. Now this does bring up a question that would potentially need to be addressed if we assume that Oden was the 2nd Division commander of Whitebeard. Being the 2nd Division commander implies a long-standing relationship with the Whitebeard Pirates, and as well as brings up the question of why Oden would want to leave the Whitebeard Pirates if he was such a high-ranking, committed member to be a division commander. And I think my answer to this is the poneglyphs. I've speculated in another theory that I think that Oden left Wano, which was a humongous task really because of how Wano's culture is set up with no one in, no one out policy, that it must have been a big deal for Oden to have left in the first place, and it would have required some sort of huge inspiration to leave. And I think that inspiration was the poneglyphs. And so while traveling with the Whitebeard Pirates, I'm sure that while they were journeying he was trying to find poneglyphs. But I think if Roger came to him and told him that he was following the poneglyphs, he had found a lot of them, and the poneglyphs had somehow led him to Oden, or he somehow found out that Oden could do what Roger couldn't do, which was actually write the characters and read the characters on the poneglyphs and even carve the stone of the poneglyph, I think that would have convinced Oden to join the Roger Pirates, because I think that that was a huge reason of why Oden was actually a pirate in the first place, was to sort of uncover the true history. And this would also explain why after Oden had finished traveling with the Roger Pirates, he didn't go back to the Whitebeard Pirates. He went back to his home in Wano, which suggests sort of that he was there was a finality to his journey, that he had reached his goal, and that his yearning to be a pirate had sort of been completed. At least that's the speculation that I have for an explanation to why he would want to have left the Whitebeard Pirates if he had been part of the Whitebeard Pirates for an extended amount of time. But yeah, it's really as simple as that. There was a previous 2nd Division commander that has been explicitly stated to exist by Oda. There's really no other candidate other than Oden, who we know previously was part of the Whitebeard Pirates. So let me know what you think. Let me know if this was convincing, or if you see maybe problems in this theory that I haven't. And leave a like if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and as always,